Gen Z does not care about movies. And our entire society, our media landscape, our user-generated content, that guy, who I think is actually pretty funny, but that's what it's all turned into. There is no reverence. I've been watching the Academy Awards since I was a little kid. I've always loved watching the Academy Awards because of what movies have meant to me. Now it's very hard to take any of it seriously. There's no reverence for our stars. There's no reverence for our movies. The studios aren't making movies to even be reverential over anymore. So when it's much easier to be snarky and make fun of all this stuff than it is to take it seriously. I mean, and that's it. Our entire culture has turned into that, and like one of the things I like about channels like Nerd Cookies is she reveres Dune. So when you go and watch her content, I remember what it's like to be what I am, which is somebody that also reveres Dune and take it seriously. And it gets to the point where the snark, it's like, enough. I get it. It's like the entire planet's trying to out-snark each other. I'm much more interested in people who are working their asses off, like a Sean Baker, who's not taken a job directing a tentpole property. He's been making the movies that he's wanted to make on his own terms, and he won an Academy Award last night for editing, directing, writing, and producing. And everyone else is sitting around looking, how did he do that? Well, because there's no one else that loves movies probably more than he does. Chris, you brought it up on the show last night. Yeah. That guy has been a film threat, probably subscribed to the magazine growing up.
Yeah.
And we don't have that anymore. We don't have anybody there is nobody around that takes it seriously. And the stuff they do take seriously are Marvel movies and fucking Star Wars. I mean, it's really frustrating that you try and talk about cinema to people and they don't know what you're talking about. Half the shit I talk about on my show, people are like, what do you mean? The Three Colors trilogy? Who's Krzysztof Kieslowski? And why should I watch his movies? I don't know. Maybe
Baker
the double
shot
life of Veronique will change your life.
on an iPhone.
Well, that's what Sean Baker did.
Now say Baker. Sorry, Baker shot Tangerine on an iPhone.
Yeah, and I mean the guy is right. He should be the hero of Gen Z. I mean that guy is self-made filmmaker who the Florida Project, Tangerine, now Anora. The guy, and he's Mr. That film was released by Neon, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, Neon and A24 are like the Gen Z labels. You should have people singing in the streets for Sean Baker's win. But no. Now we're talking about how Demi Moore was, Mikey. We live in a very strange time.
Gen Z, they're not into movies. It's all TikTok. So movies as a form, I don't think will ever go away completely, but it's going to be like
Broadway.
Yes.
What did Sean say? Sean said the same thing I tell Robert every time he gets doom and gloom. It's time for parents to do their responsibility and show their kids all of these movies, what we had. Keep it going. Keep continuity of art.
My daughter goes to the movies every week. I know, Alan, you take your daughter also, right?
I tried to
raise them right.
Does she like movies?
She doesn't, and again, it all has to do with the quality of it. Nothing excites her, and this year it was especially so. Nothing really excited her. I bring it up all the time, but she is constantly on Disney Plus and watches nothing new on it. She just watches old television shows and old movies on Disney Plus. I mean that tells you the state of the industry right now, because kids don't know what good movies are. And the biggest reason is because we're not producing good movies. There's no momentum for it.
They have to do their part. I'll show the kids stuff, but you have to give them.
What's a kid going to do when they have nothing to do on the weekend, and then they look at what's playing down the street at the theater and see nothing that interests them? And that's the problem right there.
Yeah.